today I'm joined by Patrick Gallagher, who is the Executive Director of the Marine Exchange of Puget Sound. Thanks for joining us today, Patrick.
Thank you, Ken. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the time. Thanks for having me.
This is a great opportunity to tell the story of the Marine Exchange, which is an informational clearinghouse for the entire maritime industry. Tell us a little bit about the organization.
Sure, absolutely. So, as you said, the Marine Exchange specializes in information and the collection and dissemination, and pretty much our bread and butter is through our own AIS network, where we gather ships' positions and tracking them. And as ships arrive, we will monitor their progress, and we'll sort of like link the arriving ship with shoreside infrastructure and handle all kinds of logistics. A lot of the stuff that needs to happen just to make that seamless happens through the Marine Exchange. So we have a 24/7 watch that's constantly monitoring these feeds. We collect an awful lot of data, and we take that data, and for our members, we can provide special reports. We provide a daily report, and that's used within the ports to just monitor the action of the day, do a lot of the planning, and that's really it. That's the bread and butter. The Marine Exchange does, however, do a lot of other administrative things for a lot of organizations, including, oh gosh, the ERTV. As you know, there's the emergency response towing vessel stationed out in Nia Bay. We handle the contract for the ERTV. We're the administrators for the Washington State Maritime Cooperative, which is a pollution response organization, and we do a lot of their admin for them. We're involved in the Harbor Safety Committee, Maritime Federation, Propeller Club, and so on. So basically, anything that's maritime related within the ports and Grays Harbor, we get involved with, or we at least know about it.
One of the interesting things that I've learned over the years is how data-driven the industry is. And people don't think often about the maritime industry being a high-tech industry, but boy, it's the backbone of who you are and what you do, right?
Absolutely. So there are not too many organizations that have the level of data that we collect constantly, 24 hours a day through our network. So we do get these regular requests. Sometimes we get one-off requests from all types of people who need that kind of data, and we'll put it together, make a special report, and send that out to people who need it to make decisions.
And that data processing really helps in terms of making sure we have a safe and sane environment here on Puget Sound. Vessel safety is really what the organization's all about, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, a good example of something the Marine Exchange has been heavily involved with is, I'm sure you've heard about all these issues with congestion within the ports and vessels being anchored offshore. It's a huge problem in LALB, but in Puget Sound, we're not immune to it. At one point, I think we had up to 14 vessels that were anchored within the sound. So we get a lot of questions about schedules and arrivals, and how to manage that as well. It is getting better. We've been able to take some of that data, make a better plan, and encourage operators to do better vessel voyage planning, stuff like that. So the data that we collect really matters, and it can tell a pretty compelling story that's going to help overall within the port.
It's interesting that you mentioned that the vessel traffic around here in LA Long Beach, marine exchanges are actually around the country, right?
Right. So each marine exchange is different, as you might imagine, but they have been around a long time. I believe the oldest one might be New York City, and we're talking like the 1800s. So long as there's been commercial vessel traffic, there's been a marine exchange in most of the major ports, not all. Some of them work hand in hand with like the Coast Guard Vessel Traffic Service. A good example is in Southern California. They work together. Another good example is the Marine Exchange of Alaska. They have a vast network. So each one operates differently. They provide a different level of service, and they're sort of tailored to the needs of the port.
Wow, that's a great story. And your background is in the Coast Guard. Obviously, you are
Right.
passionate about the maritime industry. I can just tell. Why is this maritime industry a great place for someone to look for a career?
I That's a great question. I see so much opportunity in this industry, and I see it as really a leader in innovation. So anybody newly arriving to the maritime industry, I think you can look forward to just a huge array of opportunities. Of obviously onboard vessels, that's not going away anytime soon. It's literally the backbone of our economy in terms of commerce within the United States. But beyond that, there's all types of shoreside infrastructure jobs. There's science and technology. We talked about data. I mean, we use these types of tools every day, and that's going to help make the entire system more robust, more efficient, able to withstand some of these supply chain shocks that we've been seeing coming, and stuff like that. So when I look at the future, I think, yeah, the maritime industry is bright. I think it's going to be growing, and yeah, I would encourage any young person today to look at this, because there's some fantastic jobs and really a fantastic community.